PvP. Now I know this game, at its core, is a survival game, and not a PvP game. However, kinda like how Einstein combined space and time into space-time, we also need to combine survival and PvP into one thing. As for a carnivore player, you will at times be forced into PvP situations in order to survive. They go hand in hand. This is even true for herbivores, as carnivores will try to attack the herbivores in order to get food. They have to in order to survive. The AI is an option to survive on, but they are not always available, and most carnivore players simply crave that challenge to take down something bigger or smaller, depending on what you are playing as. So that raises the question, how can you get better at PvP? And today I'm gonna try to answer that and to give you tips on how to improve your PvP game in the owl. I think ultimately PvP in the owl can be divided into 4 sections. 1. Spacing. 2. Timing. 3. Experience. And last 4. Patience. Now, being patient is rather simple. You just wait for the right moment to attack, especially when ambushing, and most people are able to get this part done rather quickly. From a Herrera waiting to pounce at the right moment, a Dino waiting to launch at the right moment, to a Carno waiting for its moment to do a charge on an unsuspecting target. So when I say patience, this is only the tip of the iceberg, as patience goes way deeper than what I just described, and has more to it than just ambushing. But to get into that, let's first address the other 3 factors. Now, the other 3 factors are things that frequently go wrong in almost any fight I find myself in, and mostly it's caused by inexperience and people panicking due to not knowing what to do exactly. Equally, some rush of wanting to fight can kick in, and I see people ending up in face tank situations where they try to stat check each other, and running into a competent player seems to be rather rare. From my personal observation, this has probably got to do with the inexperience and people panicking, as I just mentioned, but also from a lack of understanding of how the PvP actually works. See, it is all about intervals and attack windows and knowing when to go for them. And this is where patience and experience is required. But opposed to ambushing a non-suspecting target, in an active fight you will need to do it in a combination with the other sections I want to touch on first. Spacing. Something very important, most important in fact, and especially for a Raptor pack, is spacing. Where you have your own space, give other pack members their own space, but most importantly, understand the opponent's space and its attack range. A trick I personally use is to picture a circle around my opponent. I start at the tip of their tail, then I draw a full circle around them. And the golden rule is, as long as I stay outside of that circle, or as I call it radius, I cannot be hit, because that is outside of their attack range. Now, of course, with movement involved, this becomes a dynamic thing to keep track of, and you'll have to space yourself accordingly to your opponent's movements. Especially as a Raptor, you're agile, made for dodging, and absolutely not made for face tanking with only 450 HP. Additionally, you want to place circles around yourself and your pack members. Respect their space, have them respect your space. Not doing so will result in body blocking, collisions, friendly damage, or worse, the main menu. Especially because Raptor has the bounce mechanic and you're able to pin each other down on accident. So respect each other's space, it's so important, pretty much rule number 1 in my book. As soon as you're able to do this, you will be able to play in a pack more effectively. Now it will still be possible that you get pinned down by a teammate, as there is only so much you can do as a person yourself. Just make sure that on your end, you are doing things correctly. And don't be shy to redirect new players to watch YouTube and have them watch this guide. The more people see it, the better. Now, let's say you understand this bit about spacing and you figured out how to play around that concept. Then the next thing you want to start learning is baiting. You orbit the attack range of a dinosaur, kind of like the moon orbits the Earth. That's why I always see raptors circling things when they know what they're doing. And you want to end up mixing in fake attacks with real attacks. See, if you only do real attacks and your opponent starts to get a read on your timing, you will die and end up in a stat check. And equally, if you only do fake attacks and your opponent has more than a single brain cell, then this will maybe work once or twice, but after that it will start to lose effectiveness. So to fix that, you mix in real attacks with the majority of attacks being fake. Then it becomes a psychological chess game where your opponent has to start guessing if you are attacking for real or if it's another fake. And once you start playing this chess game, you are essentially what we call baiting. You bait out an attack, and during that attack, you or a pack member can go for a clean opening, while the opponent you are fighting is in its attack animation, and it has to deal with its own attack cooldown. Various attacks have different cooldowns, and some windows of opportunity are shorter or longer than others, so you will also need experience and knowledge. What attack does what? How much time do you have in each interval? And this experience can only be earned in two ways. The old-fashioned way of simply trying it for yourself till you have the knowledge with a lot of deaths in the process, or you grab another snack and watch some more videos in this guide, as I will also cover all matchups in the follow-up videos that cover the weak points of the dinosaurs you can hunt. But for now, let's stay focused on where we are now, so don't move just yet, there's more. The next bit you want to learn is a combination actually of patience and timing. Try to get a read on how your opponent behaves, and then show patience till the predicted movement occurs, and then combine that with the timing to go for the opening. Be ready for it. And make sure you attack explosively fast. Raptors can attack lightning fast, and you will have to use your reflexes for this. Speaking about reflexes, try to mainly respond to your opponent. Do not try to anticipate them. Bait them into behavior you want to see, but do not anticipate it. If it happens, use your reflexes to cash in on it. Basically, if you wrap these four sections together like that in one thing and combine it, you should be able to win your fights as a Raptor. The main takeaway here is that you need to learn how to bait and go for intervals, to stop face tanking or attacking recklessly without a plan. Another huge tip I have is that you should never be afraid to die in the game. By having those thoughts, you will just cloud your own judgment. Your thinking will become fear-based, and it's better to always have your eye on the prize and to think about winning and how to win. As the owl has one solid way to gain experience, and that is by dying and trying over and over until you can cook the recipe correctly. Of course, dying does sound kinda annoying, so there are several mutations you can have on your Raptor to heavily reduce your chances of dying. And if you want to learn more about that, then I will see you in the next video. Oh, before I forget, I did promise an exercise, didn't I? Here's a PvP exercise you can do. There is a server on the unofficials called Norden. It is a PvP server where you can get free admin. You join their Discord, you put your Steam ID into the admin apply, and at that point you will get admin powers on that server for free. Once you have this, have yourself and a friend, you'll need somebody to help you with this. Let them spawn in as a tenor. Now the exercise goes as following. Stage 1. You will ask your friend to spam the tail slam. Now every time he spams that slam, you're gonna try to go for the interval to bite him in the middle of the tail. You keep doing this until your friend dies. The Tenno needs to be running tactile endurance in its second slot, so every time you bite it to get some stamina back. This will prolong the exercise. And additionally, every time you get hit by your friend, he is allowed to heal himself. So you can see how the exercise works, because you have to kill him in order to succeed, and if you get hit, he heals. So that is a pretty good exercise to get that main timing going. Now if you nail this, and you get good at it, let's step it up a notch. Now ask your friend to spam kicks. And I want you to attack your friend right behind the legs in the kick range during the intervals. Once again, do this until your friend dies. This is a very simple, easy exercise to do. And once you do this, you will start to notice some benefits. You will start to feel a rhythm. You will start to feel the intervals. And once you have that, take it for a spin on a moving target. See how it feels. I will bet you will perform better after doing this exercise. Anyway, as I said, dying is horrible. There's mutations to counteract this. Follow me to the next video.